Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Wednesday video report. Free selections coming up in just a moment on Game 5 of the Thunder Grizzlies series, plus top dog of the day in baseball as well, and a repeat of that Insider Money Move special I talked about yesterday. I've extended it one more day, and I'll give you the details on that as well. As for me tonight, the only game that really counts is going to be Boston and Miami. It is another 15-dime release. Now, these plays are now the second biggest of my career, and that's only because I hit my first ever 30-dime play on the Grizzlies in game number 3 over the weekend. These 15-dime plays, 18-7-1 over the past 2 years in the NBA, including 13-5-1 this season. 15-dime winner tonight on Miami and Boston, 3 times stronger than my 5-dime winner on the Heat in overtime in game number 4 on Monday night. Now again, as I always mention, especially those of you that are newcomers to the videos or to my site at least, a 15-dime play doesn't sound like a lot, but it's all relative based on the scale of the rating system that a particular handicapper uses. But again, at first glance, when you hear a 15-dime play, when other guys are having 100-dime plays and 75-dime plays and 50-dime plays, it doesn't sound like a lot. But again, you always have to look at the rating system, the scale of those rating systems for a particular handicapper to see how big that play is. And in my case, 99% of my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes, 5, 10, and 15 dimes. Those are the increments I use. So this is a 15-dimer, and again, it's a major play here for me this evening. Not only that, I also have a baseball run line play going tonight as well for my 2 selections. And again, coming off the Heat on Monday night, the question here tonight isn't whether or not the Heat can close out the game, even though they failed to do so when presented with their first closeout opportunity in round number 1, failing in the 4th quarter at Philadelphia, necessitating return to Miami. It's whether or not they can cover this massive number. This game opened up at 7, powered up to 7.5 by about noon Eastern time. Boston, do-or-die situation. The Celtics keep it close. Does Kevin Garnett rebound with a strong effort after disappearing with a 1-for-10 performance from the field in game number 4 after that monster 28.18 rebound performance in game number 3? The Celtics keep it close or not? That's the question, and I feel I've got the answer, and that's why it's my second biggest play. Again, 15-time releases, 18-7-1 the past 2 years in the NBA, and 13-5-1 this season. A couple other handicappers to talk about. Derek Mancini, 7-1 best bet run. Listen, he had the 7 straight winners come to an end last night with his play on Atlanta, and just about everybody lost on Atlanta last night. Looked great, right, in the 4th quarter. Then the Bulls came on strong down the stretch. But still, it doesn't hide the fact that the guy's on a 7-1 best bet run. And he is 4-0 so far in the Boston-Miami series, looking at my numbers here, with a net profit of 150 dimes. And tonight, only the 4th ever 50-dime release in his career in the NBA. And it's on game number 5, your side selection in Boston and Miami. He hit 50-dime releases on the Heat in games 1 and 2, a 25-dime play on the Heat in game number 3. So tonight's play, 50 dimes, 4th ever of his career, 7-1 best bet run. Overall net profit the last 11 days, 226 dimes. Another guy you may want to check out is Anthony Red. Number 1 NBA playoff handicapper in terms of profitability over the past 2 years here at the site, with a net profit of 466 dimes, coming off a 2 out of 3 performance with his 30-dime releases last night. Tonight, he has a 40-dime play on Memphis and Oklahoma City. Overall profit last 14 days after hitting 2 out of 3 last night, 205 dimes for Anthony Red. Quickly now about Insider Money Moves. If you go to the site, normally a 7-day package, a 1-week package, costs $199. I've knocked $150 off of that price. Today is the last day. You can get 7 days of the Insider Money Move special service for $49. In essence, $7 a day. I've knocked $150 off the price. I mean, we did it as a 1-day special yesterday. So many people, after we took it off the site, were emailing in. I put it back up live today. Today is the last day that we're doing it. And again, what is Insider Money Moves? Well, guys, many times you have heard guys talk about, oh, we have the late steam moves, or we have the inside information, or they'll talk about all that type of stuff. It's all advertising and marketing hype. It's all BS. These guys that advertise have got the late steam moves. How can they have late steam moves when they're releasing them 7 hours in advance? Think about that. You see these handicappers and these 800 sports services advertising about these late steam moves, but they're doing it almost a day in advance. It doesn't work that way, guys. Listen, Insider Money Moves, we've got our sources in Vegas that are getting the plays of the heavy hitters, the big syndicates, the big betting crews, the guys that come in. And when you say these are guys that can move the line, yes, they can move the line sometimes with their plays. But these are the sharps, the guys that are coming in at the last minute. And consequently, what the Insider Money Moves does is you get plays sometimes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes before the start of a particular game, because that's when the money is moving. Some days you might get 2 plays a day, some days you might get 7. You can see Insider Money Moves. It's well over 50 games over 500 here since its inception back on October 18th of last year. You can see its record on its page in terms of how it's done in football and day to day as well. It's done great. But again, it's not for everybody, because if you're a guy that buys a handicapper's place, you could get my place 7 hours ago. You could get some guy's place the night before. This is a specialty type of service. But, again, if you're looking for those big moves coming in down the pike at the last minute, this is where to get them, Insider Money Moves, and you get a 7-day trial for $49. The way you get the plays, you either check them out here on the website, you can get them emailed to you, you can get them text to you, which is a cool way to do it. I think the best way, personally, if you're not going to sit here in front of the computer, is to have them automatically called to you. There's an automated phone system that the minute the play is released, it'll call your cell phone or your telephone number at home or work, wherever you want it to. You enter the phone number, okay? I think that's the fastest way, because, listen, text messages don't always get delivered instantaneously, and you've got a small window here. You've got plays that are coming only 5 minutes, 10 minutes before game time. So check it out, Insider Money Moves, 7 days, $49. Now, let's get to the free pick. I'm going to go with Oklahoma City tonight, minus the 6.5 at home against Memphis. Listen, in this series, it's been a tough one for me. I'll be honest with you. I told you this the other day here on the video report. In game number 1, I had a small 5-dime play on Oklahoma City. That worked out real well, as they sucked in the first half against Denver and lost outright. Against Memphis and lost outright. In game number 2, I flipped sides, came back with Memphis, and of course, they lost. Game number 3, I got it right, though. Had my first ever 30-dime play of my career in the NBA and cashed in, as all the Grizzlies did was overcome a 16-point second-half deficit to win the game in overtime. In game number 4, I told you to go with Oklahoma City. All they did was come back from 18 points down in the first half, escaped after blowing a 10-point fourth-quarter lead, and won in triple overtime, right? I think that triple overtime loss was devastating to Memphis, both emotionally and mentally. I mean, you had a 3-1 lead in this series in your hands, in your clutch hands at home, and you blew the game. And now you have to go on the road. Gasol and Zach Randolph were they were spent at the end of that triple overtime game. You're asking the 2 big men, where everything runs through this offense, for Memphis to come up strong here tonight after that triple overtime game with just a short turnaround. I just don't think they can do it. Listen, Oklahoma City's had great success here clogging up the lane, keeping Randolph and Gasol out of it. They exploded in game number 1. Since then, they put up points, but it hasn't been by a very productive method, as they both struggled from the field, being forced more to the outside. And consequently, the defense of the Thunder has forced the Memphis Grizzlies to rely more on the outside shooting of Mike Conley and O.J. Mayo. This is not a great outside shooting team. They've done well so far in the series. I think it comes to an end tonight. Do I want to see Russell Westbrook put up 40 shots again? No. I think Kevin Durant's got to get the rock a lot more, and hopefully he will here at home, especially since it seemed like there was a little rift between those two and Scott Brooks at the end of the triple overtime game in terms of getting Durant more involved in the offense. But those are the reasons I'm going to take Oklahoma City here tonight at home. The other play, I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays as a slight home dog, about a 110, 115 dog at home against the Boston Red Sox. Blue Jays last night winning 7-6. I like the way their bats have come back. 12 runs in their last 2 games after scoring just 17 in their previous 7, and 7 of those runs came in 1 game. Jesse Litch going at home, coming off a strong outing, 9 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 run allowed in 6 1/3 innings, and a win against Detroit in his last start. He's won both of his home starts this season, 2.84 earned run average. As for John Lackey, the Red Sox, 2-4 this year with a 7.16 earned run average. Could not get out of the 4th inning last week in his start at home against the Angels, a game in which he gave up 10 hits and 8 runs in 4+ innings. He's got a 4.58 earned run average in in 15 starts lifetime against the Toronto Blue Jays. And in fact, since joining the Red Sox, looking here at my notes, 8.61 earned run average in 4 starts against the Blue Jays since joining Boston in 2010. So again, the Blue Jays, your other free pick. Good luck. Talk to you again tomorrow.